Hi, welcome. Here we are back again in class. I'm your professor, Allison Danger, and we're going to do a little bit more of Woman's Herstory. I'm super stoked. We have a very elusive and special guest instructor coming in. You might have seen her recently on AEW teaming with Big Swole. She is your former Shimmer Heart of Bleh. I already biffed it. She is hardest Shimmer champion, your former Shimmer champion. I'm not going to mess this up anymore. Nicole Savoy. Hey, girl.
What's going on? What's up? It's all right. I mean, that's a lot to mention anyway. Heart of Shimmer champion, World Women's Tag Team Championship Cup. It's a lot. It's a lot of abbreviations.
I ain't even going to edit it either. We're just going to be like, yeah, it's real, it's raw. Here we go.
Let's go.
Hi, I miss you. I love you. How are you?
I've been doing good. I miss you too. I miss all the shenanigans that we used to, do in Chicago. Sad day.
Let's face it, shenanigans are wherever we are.
Exactly.
We're going to get into it in Vegas. We're going to get into it in Cali. We're going to get into it anywhere.
Yes. But it was mainly in Chicago, like the Berwyn area. We had all our crazy shenanigans and stories.
I know. I miss them. It's too long. I want to go back. Chicago, take me back. Speaking of Chicago, goodbye, Blackhawks. You played well. Give Crawford a raise. But my Vegas Golden Knights moved on.
It's because of the outfit change. It's because of the outfit change.
My husband.
When you tweeted that out, I instantly said, it's because of the outfit.
He gave me such a rash of junk about it, too, because he's like, you're turning into that typical American football bro. I'm like, yeah? Go in the kitchen, get me a Coke. So... But yes, it was definitely outfit change, and I sat in a different spot. So I shook off the bad juju of game 4. We took it in game 5. So now that'll be the outfit going into the second round I'll be wearing.
Fair enough.
Till something happens. So
you might have to keep the outfit on deck, though, just in case. You know what I'm saying?
You got to become a Golden Knights fan outfit with me.
Look, I rarely watch sports.
You're an athlete. Come on now.
I know. Listen, it's that whole thing of like when you played sports as a kid and then you get to be an adult and it's like you want nothing to do with sports because it just brings you back to a time where it was like practice even during the summer times where you're supposed to be a kid. But no, you got to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning and go practice for like 4 hours.
Oh, I wasn't a big sports kid. I was a book nerd. I just read like I read so much. This is a little Allison Danger fact you guys are going to find out, that I got to do a commercial for our local bookmobile. Do y'all have those? Do you know what a bookmobile is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's that bus they convert into a library. They would come every other Tuesday, and I would take anywhere from 12 to 14 books. And when it came back, I returned all those books and got new books. I read that thing top to bottom, and they put me in a commercial for it. I'm holding a book about Canada.
Nice.
I think I was like 6 or 7 years old. That was my first and only commercial. So, enough about me. I've been starting off every class with, how is pandemic treating you? What are you doing to keep yourself occupied?
Well, we've been, doing some training, playing a lot of video games. I mean, if I didn't mention playing video games, I'm pretty sure someone watching this would probably be like, she talks about it all the time on her Twitter. So I know she's been playing video games. No, that's just my thing. Like, you work out, you train, and you play video games. Like,
there's no shame. I'm just saying that if somebody heard this and goes, she didn't mention video games, she's in danger. We need to go help her.
Is that code word for something?
That's a code word.
Like, blink once for no, but blink twice for yes.
So you're training. You got to do AEW during pandemic, though. How'd that go?
I did. That was pretty fun. Got to be reunited with Big Swole, all the crazy stuff that we did as Shimmer Like we got to do, there. Everyone got to see what the Swole family was about. I mean, we drove you guys crazy at Shimmer, so we got to bring that to, the AEW locker room and stuff, and driving a few people crazy with our nonsense,
I
beating on the
love
chest and the
family.
swelling of the chests and stuff.
It's the dancing, girl. It's that dancing.
Say what?
You want to move. It's all about that dancing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yes.
good. You
Yes.
guys did great. You by the time this airs, we'll have known that you guys got eliminated in the second round
We
by the
did.
Nightmare Sisters, but you guys gave them a great fight.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We did.
So
Like my pet peeve though was the fact that everyone was like, "Oh man, they did the human tornado dance," and I'm like, "No, do your research. That dance actually came from House Party. Hello, if you guys watched the movie, it was Kid and Play House Party. The scene where they're dancing against the two girls, and they did that whole like step and play thing. That's where we got it from. It was homage from that."
I know. I love those movies. It's been so long since I've seen them, but I remember when they came out. That's how old I am.
Yeah.
But I know you showed Human Tornado respect when you did it, but you definitely were playing it to Kid and Play.
We did. We did.
Yeah,
We did.
that's great. Now I'm just putting it out into the universe. I need more Swole Family on my TV.
I
Just
would like for that to happen too.
sending it out there. Maybe the universe will hear us, hear my cries, see what I need. Maybe at some point y'all need Mama to come in and fight somebody. I'm there for you.
Yes, please.
Yes. Mama comes in her
Yes.
tracksuit and her nice kicks.
Yes,
Yep.
please. Can you imagine just like the camera time as the banter between the three of us?
I would. I don't know if the world's ready for it, but they need to get ready for it. And one day we got to get the entire Swole family, all of us, do a Swole family
Yes.
reunion with t-shirts.
Someone actually mentioned on Twitter about doing a SwoleCon. They named it SwoleCon.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
We Yeah, SwoleCon, because everyone, when I was talking about the originals of the Swole family, everybody was like, "Well, who's this Swole? Who's that Swole?" And I'm like, "Okay, look. Okay, it started with me, Ariel, and Shayna, and then we had Boss Lady, and then we had Allison, Danger, and then we had Ruby Riot. All right, everyone's in the Swole family. It's just the tree goes pretty down there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot
So
of
for the
people in the
class
Swole
that's
family. There's a
watching and
lot.
learning right now, do you want to break down the Swole family tree for us real quick?
Okay, I will break it down to the best of my knowledge because we recently added new swoles to it.
Oh no, I had more swoles
So,
and I didn't even know this. That explains that sudden weight gain I got.
all right, so it's Ariel, who is big swole, Shayna Baszler, who is medium swole. Of course, I'm little swole. Then there's you, you're mama swole. Then Mercedes Martinez is boss lady swole. Ruby Riot is baby swole. Leva is book smart swole. Alex Gracia is pink swole. Molly Kikio is embryo swole. And oh my god, how many more swoles do we have? We have a lot more swoles.
We got some
That's all I can
illegitimate
think of
swoles
at the
out
top of my
there.
head. Say what?
We got some illegitimate swoles out there.
We do. We
We
do.
do.
We have some illegitimate swoles out there.
I'm really buying into this whole swole con. That would be amazing.
It would. Swole family tree shirts too.
Yes, we could sell them. I'm already thinking of the merch opportunities right here. I'm a merch gal, you know.
Yo, a swole shirt was supposed to happen before Ariel left me. We were gonna
Oh,
get some swole shirts.
you should still
We
do
were
it.
talking about it.
You guys should still do it. Make it happen. So
We also,
speak. Oh, go ahead. You first.
oh, no, I was saying we also were gonna do a "Hi, my name is," and then like fill in the blank swole shirt.
No, seriously, that has to happen. That is money. I can't
Yeah,
wait because I will write in mama.
exactly. Big old Sharpie, just
Yep.
mama.
Big old Sharpie say mama. I might even bling it a little, bedazzle
Exactly.
it.
Put some glitter on it and stuff.
Ooh, I like that. Oh,
Stickers.
goodness. So speaking of different members of the Swole family, let's jump back and do a little history with Trifecta at Shimmer.
Oh man.
Two Swole family members.
bringing up the, as I like to call it, the X's. You got to bring up the X's.
These are the only X's these are the only kind of X's I'm gonna bring up.
The trifecta was mainly myself, Mercedes Martinez, and Shayna.
I loved you guys together. You
I feel like
guys
I was the
might have been one
loudmouth
of my
of the group.
favorite stables we've ever had at Shimmer.
I had fun. I had a lot of fun. I was probably the more so the loudmouth, and then Shayna was kind of like our middleman, I guess you could say. She just kind of went with the flow of everything.
And then you got the stoic Mercedes Martinez leading the team.
Mm-hmm.
That the
Mm-hmm.
chemistry you guys had was just instantaneous, at least from my
Oh,
perspective.
oh, definitely, I agree. It's like I would go off, Mercedes would go off, and then Shayna's just like, "Yeah, I'm going off too."
Oh my goodness. I love me some Baszler. Definitely. She bay. She total bay.
Everybody does. Everyone loves Shayna. They, well, what is it that you guys were? Shayna sexuals?
Still am. If that was a t-shirt, I would own that t-shirt also. I would
It's
absolutely
kind
own
of,
it.
it's like every time someone would say, "Man, Savoy, like, you know, Shayna gave me the chance." That's like, it's almost kind of like hearing someone say, like, "Man, your older brother is hot." Like, like, or older sibling, and you're just like, I don't want to know. That's like my older sister, older brother. Like, dude.
But the best thing is it was everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, no matter their gender orientation, anything. They would
Oh,
just be
yeah.
like, Shayna makes me question stuff. And I'm okay and I'm comfortable with this, which I think everybody should be, but she just has that charm. She had that Baszler charm, but also she's just a down to earth, cool person. I remember her coming into our locker room and I was like, seeing that immediate connection she had with the
Mm-hmm.
roster. And sometimes when you come into Shimmer, it can be a little intimidating, a little stressful for new folks that, you got some established groups in there. And Shayna came in and just not one person could say a bad thing about her. And
Yeah.
she just became part of the sisterhood like that. And it's not often you see that. Somebody I saw like that was Madison Eagles. Madison Eagles walked in that locker room and everyone was like, looks there and be like, "You're cool. We really dig you." Instant respect. Nobody's got a bad thing to say about her. And then
Mm-hmm.
and then they go off and they have great matches. Um,
Yeah.
one of my favorite with Baszler was her match with Solo Darling in Chicago
That,
Square.
man, when she put that submission hold on Solo's tail, I
Yes.
lost it. That was like my favorite thing ever.
I remember jumping up and down on the balcony going, yes.
Yeah, she that was pretty hilarious. That was by far my favorite moment.
Yeah. Oh, they're great. It's great to see them on a bigger stage than at Shimmer, doing their thing, kicking butt, taking names. They both look awesome, seem happy, healthy, so that makes me super duper happy. And Shayna's got that dog, Isis.
Isis
Oh,
puppy.
Isis
Yeah.
puppy. I keep threatening to show up on that doorstep for the BRE and just be like, I'm gonna snuggle Isis, and then I'm gonna snuggle Stannis, and then I'm gonna snuggle them both, and I'm gonna spoil them.
They're completely spoiled. I see the videos and the pictures, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they're just adorable but spoiled. Like they
Oh,
even have their own Twitch emotes on Jessamine and Shayna and Mia's channels. You can get little Isis and Stannis emotes.
oh, oh, that makes me want to join Twitch. I don't know how to Twitch. I want to do Fall Guys though, because that just looks super cute.
I like to watch other people play that. I couldn't play it myself. Like when it comes to multiplayer games and stuff, it's not my cup of tea. But I can watch full-grown adults play that game, and it's like they go from like grown adults to childish little kids in like 2 seconds. Like there was one guy I was watching. He was like 40 years old, and then he's like in this obstacle course thing in Fall Guys, and I guess somebody had grabbed him, and I've never heard a grown man shriek and get so angry and curse up a storm and act like throw a 2-year-old tantrum because this other player grabbed him and threw him off of the obstacle course and he got eliminated.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I know you probably haven't seen my real temper, but I got a hot Carino temper. But if you ever want to see it, come to my house and be like, Danger, let's play NHL 18. Oh my gosh.
That kind of sounds scary, to be honest with you. I don't know if I want to fuel that fire.
I feel like if I ever were to get divorced, that's going to be the first thing my husband tells the judge. Judge, you got to see her play NHL 18 and then ask me how I'm supposed to stay married to that. It's bad. It's real bad. I usually let him and the kiddo play the games, and then I just kind of watch. Like we watched Last of Us 2. That's like a movie for me.
Mm-hmm.
That is a gorgeous, gorgeous game. Same with the Uncharted series. I was very, very deeply committed to the Nathan Drake storyline, to the point that I had the chance to meet Nolan North in February, right before the pandemic hit, because KG got really into conventions and cosplaying and stuff. And Nolan North and Troy Baker were there. By the way, Troy Baker, daddy.
Hello.
Oh,
Love Troy Baker.
did I
Very
send you the
gorgeous
selfie?
man.
Did I send you the selfie I have with him?
No, you didn't.
I
I'm very
will.
jealous that you got to meet Troy Baker, though.
I did. And then because my husband couldn't make it, I got a video of Nolan North
No.
talking to and he took my phone for a minute and a half, called my husband daddy, which triggered some things, and I was like, oh, okay. And I'll have to send you the video. It is the coolest thing. But yeah, Troy Baker and Nolan North, man. I don't know a lot about gaming, but I know those guys, and they're so nice. But yeah, Troy Baker, girl, he a
Troy
hipster,
Baker.
honey.
Dude, like when I would, what was it? I think it was BioShock Infinite. I was like, who is the voice of this man? And then when I Googled him, I was like, oh,
Oh,
it's instantly one of my new favorite characters now.
oh, oh my gosh. So I could talk about him all day, but let's steer it back to some ladies. So we've talked about, your connection with Big Swole, your connection with Mercedes Martinez, Shayna Baszler. How about we talk about any of the women that inspired you as you were growing up or coming into wrestling?
Okay. Well, like I said, my sister is who got me into wrestling. Like we used to tease her all the time. But it was through her that I actually got to discover women's wrestling. And one of the women was Ivory. Well, it was two women. It was Ivory and Jacqueline, and those were the two that I started watching, and I was just completely blown away at how awesome they were, because man, they were getting in there and they were going harder than the men were, and I was just like, this is really cool. And it's for me at that time, I was running track and playing basketball, but I didn't feel like it was physical enough, if that makes sense. So watching these women wrestle, I was like, this is what I want to do. It's because of these ladies. I want to try to figure out how to get into professional wrestling. I need to do my research and stuff, but they're the ones who actually started inspiring me to get into pro wrestling.
Have you ever had the opportunity to meet Ivory or Jacqueline?
Not Ivory, sadly. I wish I probably would have fangirled out if I met Ivory. If I met her in person, I probably would have did the whole American Dad Roger thing where it's but I have met Jacqueline. I met her at a couple of independent shows in the Texas area, and she was super nice.
Oh,
Really, really nice.
I remember seeing her on TV. I remember Ivory back in the Glow days with the slicked back hair that was super big and curly, and it had the sparkles in it, and she had the crown.
You know what's really crazy? So when Fight TV did that question on Twitter where it's wrestling community, who was your first favorite pro wrestler? and I put Ivory, there was like a lot of people that were like, "Oh man, I forgot about Ivory. Man, she was my first crush." Yeah, and then like one of them actually did research on Ivory. Was like, "I didn't know she was associated with Glow," and it was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Glow was really my first introduction into the women wrestling. Like I
Mhm.
knew about wrestling through my brother, but that was Miss Elizabeth. And I had the doll that had like the purple bodysuit and she's all posed really cool with the high heels and you could dress her. And like she hung out with my Barbies all the time when Macho Man and Hogan were fighting. But my introduction to actually women wrestling was Glow with the cool rap. Mm, mm. And they actually tried to bring Glow back in 2003 under the name Crush. And
Mm.
I got chosen for it. And it was me and Tracy Brooks as the All American tag team.
Oh
And
wow.
I was Lieutenant Desiree Storm, and she was the All American girl. There was a better name. And we literally got to Minneapolis where we filmed it. And Tracy and I are looking at each other going, three girls on this roster are Canadian, and two of them are the American girls here on the show. And they actually had to re-sew my costume because I have the Canadian maple leaf tattooed on my back and it kept coming out.
Mm.
And then I remember we did a promo and she kept saying a boot. And we were like, we can't say boot. And she goes, I know. So, okay. And then this line, and they attacked us, and I don't know what that was all about. And I was like, no, we can't use that. We can't use that. So we had to do it like 6 times because the Canadian in her was so strong. But
Oh
yeah,
no.
unfortunately, Ivory wasn't a part of that, but that would have been super cool because I've never had the opportunity to meet her or Jacqueline either, but I remember Ivory from back in the day. And then all the stuff she did with Right to Censor, that was
Hmm.
fun. I wonder
That
how
was
it was to
really fun.
wrestle in that outfit.
It didn't look like it was comfortable at all. I don't know if I could wrestle in some slacks and a white shirt with a tie. The tie
Yeah.
would bother me. As I was
Yeah.
wrestling, I'd be like trying to adjust it the whole entire time. So
I never
no,
liked
I don't
anything
think.
around my neck when I wrestled, but yeah, Ivory did great stuff. Jacqueline was awesome. Oh my goodness, those were great. And so you're very well versed on who's out there currently, like your peers. Who would you say top 3 girls on the independent scene right now?
Um, I definitely would have to say High On is getting a lot of traction. Um, Heather Monroe,
Yeah.
like I hate to say it, but like that girl should have like been everywhere. Like where what she's doing now, that when she should have been doing this like traveling a long like time. She's so good, like
Mhm.
amazing. So I'd say High On, Heather, Alex Gracia is actually catching a lot of traction herself. Like she's getting out there, getting a name for herself. So I'd say those are my 3
You're 3. Have
right
you
now. Yeah.
seen Heather Monroe's series with Lacey Ryan, who was actually guest in episode 2? She
I
came in,
haven't.
we touched base on that, but for championship wrestling they've been having a best of series and
Oh.
they're really like people are getting thrown in dumpsters kind of thing. Yeah, good stuff. You'll have to check it out, but yeah.
I know I liked her stuff with the Killer Bays when it was
Yes.
her and Laura.
Yeah.
Killer Bays, such good stuff. Such good stuff.
And when Heather's
But
music hits you can't help but kind of bounce to it because she's got
well, it's
such a
just
great entrance song.
it, that, and it's just like the way she like carries herself out to the ring and stuff. Like you're instantly hooked at watching her. Like that personality is just awesome. And then you're even more blown away when you see what she can do in the ring. You're like, wow. Like she actually was on AEW too in
Yes,
the championship match with Sheeta, and I was so happy to see
that
that.
I popped for that too because I was like saw a clip of it and I go, that girl looks familiar. Is that Heather? That is Heather. And it's really nice to see West Coast get some get some love right now. You know, growing up as an East Coaster, breaking into the business as an East Coaster, I was always very East Coast proud. And you know, we had some West Coasters, namely cheerleader Melissa, Sarah Del Rey, you know, Candace, I remember when Candace broke in and was building her name up, but there wasn't a whole lot of girls coming from the West Coast. And now
Yeah.
it really seems like the West Coast is starting to pick up, and I'm kind of hoping Vegas will follow through, because
Well, we
I consider
we
Vegas
had
part of the West.
we had like a dry spell for a really long time too, because like as you mentioned, like cheerleader Melissa, Candice LeRae, Christina Von Erie, Sarah Del Rey, everybody who was like from California. It's like they built their names and they were traveling everywhere. So it's like they were already everywhere. And then as far as women's matches in California went, there wasn't really anything going on, so they didn't have a lot of people. And for the longest time, it was actually wrestlers' girlfriends that were doing these matches. And like, it wasn't really until like me and like Brittany Wonder and like Savannah Riley and everyone started popping back on the scene, and then Shotzi was coming up and building her name, and Thunder Rosa and stuff, that like the California scene started to get a lot of traction and a lot of notice. And then it's like then there was like more matches and stuff going, and then like Shimmer and like the Women's Revolution actually helped with giving us more time to show like what we could do and stuff. And then it's like you have like all these other girls starting to come out of California now, so it makes me really happy to see that the West Coast is getting up there as far as female wrestlers go.
I know I need this pandemic to lift, because I really want to get my fingers on some of these California girls and like help mold them, grow them, get them going and stuff like that.
Yes.
And, I know Championship Wrestling is supposed to start back up running. I think by the time this airs, they'll have started filming again. And I know they're doing good things with Heather. They're doing good things with Lacey Ryan. And I want to see more, because I got to actually do some stuff with Candice, Buggy Nova, and formerly known as Davina Rose, who is now
Oh.
Bailey Dose Straps.
When I moved back to California, I actually was asked to wrestle her before she got signed. We were supposed to wrestle each other, but she was on her way out as I was on my way back in. I
Oh,
was like, no, I'm staying.
she's someone who really helped put California on the map too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
After
yeah.
Sarah had left, and Melissa was still doing her thing and starting to slow down a little bit. You have Davina Rose that came up, I want to say, through Serena Deeb is the one who really
Mm-hmm.
introduced us at Shimmer with her. And then she came in and you knew she was going to be a star some way, somehow. I mean, she was going to be amazing. I honestly had pegged her for conquering Japan before going to
Mm-hmm.
WWE, but WWE just snatched her right up, and good on them, because I feel like as Bailey, she gave them something different, both as a baby face and as a heel. The stuff she's doing with Sasha Banks right now just cracks me up. They look like two people who really are enjoying where they're at creatively right now, having
Yeah.
great matches, um, and they're still like so down to earth, super sweet. Every now and then when Bailey runs through Vegas, I'll get a chance to like pop up on her. It's been a while, and she introduced me to Sasha, because I knew of Sasha as Mercedes KV, and when she was on the East Coast, but I never really got to see her before she got signed. I think I saw like one or two things with her, but I mean, both nice, down to earth ladies, and they're crushing the game right now on TV.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at all of their stuff that they also accomplished and did in the past. Like that stuff was just mind blowing to watch. All the way from like NXT to like when they debuted on Raw and stuff, and like their pay-per-views and the WrestleMania and stuff. That it was just mind blowing. Like the crazy thing was is that me and Chris Statlander and a few other girls like Rachel, we got to recreate their stuff for 2K.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to like relive a lot of that. And for me, I was like, I don't know how they could physically do that. Like the stuff that they did in the ring. I'm trying to recreate this, and I'm like, oh my god,
They make it
like
look easy.
wow, like very talented.
They were
Oh
great.
yeah, yes, yes, that definitely.
So let's touch upon your time in Japan.
Okay,
You did a little bit in Japan.
I did,
You
I
did.
did.
Tell us who you worked for and who you worked with.
So I wrestled for Stardom, both tours. The first time I went over there, the head trainer was Io Shirai. So I got to train under Io and Kagetsu. A few of the girls that I got to wrestle were Jungle Kiona, who, as soon as this pandemic is over, I hope she like gets to come here to the United States and wrestle everywhere because Jungle Kiona is super talented. Have you seen any of her matches?
I haven't, but after we're done with this, I'm definitely going to pop some
You
up.
need to watch. Oh my God,
I
that
promise.
girl is so good and she's strong. Like insanely strong. Can deadlift girls out of nowhere. Like she'll sit there and have an idea, and you're like, "Are you sure you can do it?" "Oh yeah, no problem, no problem, no problem." And then she just lifts you up like you're just not like anything. Like you're just a feather. You're like, "Oh God, I didn't even need to really jump. She's that strong." But she's just super talented. I would just hope she gets here more in wrestles because she's awesome. But there's Jungle Kiona, Hazuki. She recently retired, I believe, but at that time she was still wrestling. She's insanely talented. Azumi, um, just a lot of those girls over there for Stardom. And then the second tour, it was Kagetsu who was the head trainer, and it was still a lot of the same girls. And those were the ones that we wrestled.
I feel like it's kind of impossible to get that opportunity to get over to Japan and not improve while you're there because the
Yeah,
work ethic is so strong and you're in that dojo and you're training and your tours were longer than mine. How long were each of your tours?
our tours were 3 months.
Okay.
The minimum was 3 months. You could do more if you wanted to. Um, the first tour they asked me if I wanted to stay 4 or 5 months, and I told them I would do three just to try it out. Because when you're new, when you're still new, and like you get an opportunity to go over there, a lot of people either they don't have fun and enjoy Japan, or they
Hmm.
really do. So um, I was like, let me just do the 3 months and see how it goes. And then I enjoyed myself, loved the training. The crazy thing is that a lot of their training is built around like basics,
Hmm.
like the rolling, the bumps, the drills and stuff, and then match psychology in Japan. And then what else did they go over? No, it's just really the basics. And then it's like towards the end of training, you got to work on things that you wanted, but really they stuck to basics. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank as far as what else.
No, it's all right because I'm you're taking me back to my time in the dojo and yeah, the basics, the drilling, the for me when I went over there, they were really testing out like what I could do, what I could accomplish. They wanted me in 2003 to be more of a power wrestler. I went over for the debut show that for A to Z, the former Arceon, and they were like, "We want to see you power bomb and do this," and I'm like, "I'll do any of this, but I can do technical and I can chain, and because I came in 2000, I can do a Rana." Because every girl who
Yeah,
came
that's
in
actually it's
the early
crazy because
2000s could do that.
once they caught on to once they caught on to that I could grapple and stuff, they actually let me teach a couple of classes for submission holds and everything over there. Yeah,
That's awesome. Oh, yeah,
that
I
was
wasn't
really
good enough to
cool.
be teaching anybody. Yeah. But
Like Kagetsu would always tell me, she'd be like, Savoy, teach maybe submissions. And I was like, yes, I could do that. I could totally do that for you, Kagetsu, totally.
oh, I loved my time in Japan. My first tour in '03. If they would have been like, "Do you want to stay for 3 months?" I would have been like, "Yes, please." Yes, I had nothing going for me back in the States. Like, I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. I had a lot going for me in terms of like ROH stuff like that, but I knew a 3 month tour of Japan was just going to make me so much better. But I had to go back because I was only able to go for 1 week. And then I want to say it was Del Rey and Lufisto that got to move to Japan after I came back, and they got to stay for 3 months. So
Mm,
yeah, it was either Del Rey and Lufisto, or it was Melissa and Taylor Mahoney. I don't think I'm pronouncing her name right. But Taylor, she did the Tough Enough back in like
okay.
03-ish. So she ended up being a ton of fun. I got to work with her when she came back from Japan. And I mean, she was hungry, wanted to work, wanted to learn. So she was pretty cool. But if I had the chance, I would have stayed. I actually was supposed to move to Puerto Rico in
Oh, okay.
2001.
Nice.
And I was going to learn like down in San Juan. I was going to stay there. They had me set up with like 2 Canadian guys. I was going to move in with them and so on. And I was supposed to leave the last week of September 2001.
Oh,
Did not
wow.
happen. Yeah. All those flights got canceled. And I keep thinking, I was like, man, had I gone to Puerto Rico and stayed there for like 3, 6 months, one, I'd be really good at Spanish. Two, I'd be really good at wrestling. And then if I would have had the chance to stay in Japan, that would have been great. And then in 2006, when I went back for my third tour, it was just, I was only there for, I think, 6 days. But I got to go with my brother. So that was super duper cool.
Well,
And
like I guess like the way it was explained to me was the reason why they want you for so long is because they feel like 3 or so more months is more than enough time to like train you up on like their style and get you acclimated to wrestling that style and stuff over there. They feel like they can't teach you everything they want to teach you like if you're only there for like a week for 7 days. Like they would rather you be over there for 3 months so that you could go and do like the 2 or 3 times a week. I believe training was like 3 hours, about 2.5 3 hours.
now
And
imagine if we
yeah,
could do that dojo setup here in the US, where like
yeah,
it's almost a full-time job.
yeah.
Where here it's, you get to class when you can get to class, you're working your job, you're paying your bills. Hey, I got opportunity to go to the school tonight. I'm going to run over, I'm going to train for a couple hours. But like over there, some of the girls are living in the dojos, taking care of the dojos and doing all that. So there's a lot more opportunity to do that commitment to training. And I imagine if we could do that here in the US, maybe you and me, we should open a dojo on the West Coast.
Let's do it.
Let's
I'd be
do it.
down.
Yes. Okay, we're going to chat off
Let's
camera
do
though.
it. I would
Do it.
pack all my stuff and move there right now. Let's do it.
Would you? Oh my God. Don't even tempt me. I will fill my fridge with
I
Red
would.
Bull.
I would if we were doing a
And
dojo style thing. I would totally do that, dude. Like, hell yeah.
I'm gonna fill my fridge with Red Bull. And my cabinets are gonna have oatmeal and Biscoff cookies, and we're just gonna live happily ever after and run dojo.
I'm telling you, you won't even regret it. Biscoff cookies and oatmeal is amazing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm doing that
You're
this
gonna be like,
weekend.
this changed my life forever because it
You
changed
changed
mine.
my
Shout
life
out to Chris
forever.
Ridgeway.
Nicole Savoy, it has been fantastic. Before we get going, is there any dream match that you have sitting in your heart right now?
Well, I mean, I was so hoping the first or second weekend that I was like when I first debuted for Shimmer that you guys would have booked me with Aquino, but never happened. I
Oh,
was hoping for that in Oscar. I was like,
oh,
those were my 2 matches, and I was like, please, like the second weekend came there for you guys. I was like, please, please, please. Well, I'm still excited, but dang it.
oh
Those
man.
were the 2 matches.
So we got to make that happen sometime, somehow. So
Yes,
those were the ones that
yes.
didn't
I want to
happen.
be,
What is one that you would want to make happen
yes.
now?
I actually would love to because like Heather has like a lot more experience and stuff now, and I feel like I have a lot more experience. I would like to actually wrestle Heather Monroe again. Like I feel like the stuff that we could do like would be awesome. And then I've never wrestled Alex Gracia, but I would like to wrestle her.
Okay.
Um, let's see, who are some other people that I would like to. I never got a one-on-one match with Miranda. I would actually like to
Okay.
wrestle Miranda
All right. Miranda Alize. Yeah.
because I see a lot of the lucha stuff that she does now, and I'm like, that would be really fun to throw her around.
Well, bookers and promoters, if you're
um,
watching this, you know what you need to do. We need to get this done.
yes, yes, and see who else. Does it have to be stateside?
No, can be
Could
anywhere.
it be like
Girl, these are
overseas
your
when we come
dreams.
back from wrestling? Killer Kelly is actually really awesome. Say what?
Oh, I said, these are your
Yeah,
dreams. There's no
Killer
limit.
Kelly.
Killer Kelly.
Yeah, like she's badass, and I would love to wrestle her. She's another dream match that I would like to have.
All right.
And then if Tainara is not signed, if she's not signed yet, match with her.
Okay. This is like a Christmas
So
list. You got to be good all year, and we're going to try and make these happen.
I promise I will be really good. I promise. I was like, now
Oh,
that I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, the wheels are turning. I'm like, well, there is that one person. Oh wait, and then maybe her too. But yes, that definitely them.
okay. I dig it. I dig it a lot. Savoy, I am so happy you joined us today for class. I have missed you terribly, and I love chatting with you, and I could chat with you for hours, but we're going to wrap it up here. I am going to hand the floor to you. If there's any social media, anything you got going on that you want to share with class, now's the time to do it. This camera, this camera, this camera. This only camera.
Well, all of my social media, which is Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and Discord, Nikki M Savo. So it's Niki, letter M as in mother, Savo. My Discord link and the invite is actually pinned to my Twitter, and it's also on my Instagram. I'm very social with everyone who joins. So even you can join my Discord, come talk and have fun with us. We're a fun bunch.
I'm
So yeah,
so
that's
old.
all. That's my social media right there. Just those platforms.
I'm so old. I don't even know what Discord actually is.
Oh my God, Discord is so much fun. You would love it. It's
Would
like,
I?
how would I say it? It's basically a forum. It's an online forum, but there's different chat room channels for different topics.
Okay.
So like if you're talking wrestling, there's a wrestling channel in my Discord where you can post wrestling shows, talk about wrestling shows, and then there's a streamers channel, and there's a video games channel where it's only video games, and then there's like a general area.
Oh, all right. I'm going to look into it. But after I watch some of those jungle matches,
Yes,
I have my
Jungle
homework.
Kiona.
Jungle Kiona, I promise you, I'm going to
Yes.
be fluent on her next time we chat.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. As I said before,
For
I miss
having
you.
me.
I love you. I can't wait to see you again. I'm going to give you a big hug, and we're going to have oatmeal and cookies, and you're going to drink Red Bull. I'm going to drink coffee.
Yes.
Sound good?
And we'll talk about Troy Baker as well.
Oh, I'm going to send you that stuff as soon as we're done. I'm sending it right to you and going to make you super
Please do.
jealous. I will. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Class, thank you for being here. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'm be like that little kid. I need you to have you seen that video? The little kid trying to tell everybody to subscribe, and he's like, I need you to
I haven't seen that one. Send it to me
super
so I
cute.
can watch it.
Super cute. But make sure you like, subscribe, come see us, come see her on Twitch, watch her game. Don't ask me about NHL 18 because you will trigger my anger. Wash your hands, wear a mask, love one another. Thank you again. Have a great one. We'll see you in next class.